related to US political breaking news. So, guys, tonight we are diving into one of the most intense geopolitical stories of the year, a crisis unfolding in Venezuela that could reshape not only the Americans but also global power dynamics. Reports are emerging that the President Donald Trump delivered a direct and dramatic ultimatum to Nicolás Maduro: leave Venezuela immediately or face the consequences. So, guys, what began as a tense phone call between the Washington and Caracas quickly spiraled into a high-stakes standoff, revealing just how fragile Maduro's hold on power has become and how far the United States is willing to go finally break the regime. This is not just another diplomatic dispute. This is a movement that could trigger massive military operations, collapse a dictatorship, and ignite the geopolitical shockwaves across the Western Hemisphere. According to the Miami Herald, the warning from the Washington was blunt. Trump reportedly offered Maduro and his family a guaranteed evacuation, safe passage out of Venezuela, but only if he resigned on the spot. No negotiation, no slow transition, just an immediate transfer of power. But this conversation hit a wall almost instantly. Some say Maduro demanded global amnesty for crime committed by him and his inner circle. That request was rejected outright. The second demand was even more staggering. Maduro wanted to retain control of the armed forces even after stepping down, a request mirroring a decades-old arrangement in Nicaragua that allowed former strongmen to keep military power despite political change. US refused, insisting that transition must be clean, immediate, and fully democratic. And then the crime final sticking point time. Washington wanted Maduro out immediately. Caracas refused. And with that, window for peaceful negotiation also closed. Just hours after the failed call, Trump publicly escalated the situation by announcing that Venezuelan airspace would be considered closed in its entirety. That declaration was not symbolic, it was strategic. Closing airspace is one of the strongest signals that military operations may be imminent, paving the way for precision strikes, surveillance sweeps, and the elimination of the command and control infrastructure. Former Venezuelan diplomat Vanessa Newman, who has deep knowledge of both the Venezuelan military and the powerful cartel, the Solos, told Fox News Digital that the clearing of airspace is a very clear public warning that missiles should be coming. She explained that US teams have spent years mapping targets inside Venezuela through covert operations, identifying command nodes, cartel leaders, and military strongholds. According to her, this is a capture or kill scenario with a finite list of primary targets, and Maduro is top on the list. Despite Trump telling the reporters not to read anything into the airspace closer, defense experts say the indicators are possible to ignore. Maduro's military is severely weakened, crippled by corruption, sanctions, defections, and outdated equipment. Large portions of their Russian supplied machinery are reportedly malfunctioning and have not been serviced in years. American supplied technologies from past decades sit rusting in warehouses. Personnel morale is low, foreign support is limited, and Maduro's regime is more isolated than ever. Even the dictator's biggest backers, Russia and Iran, are facing their own internal and geopolitical pressures. China, meanwhile, is unwilling to risk its broader global interests by openly backing Maduro in a direct confrontation with the United States. At the heart of this crisis lies the cartel, the salons, a powerful narcotics and money laundering network intertwined with the Venezuela's military leadership. Guys, the US recently designated the cartel as a foreign terrorist organization. So their operations reportedly transformed the nation's oil company into a channel for cocaine trafficking from Colombia to Europe and the United States. Military jets were allegedly used to transport drugs, while cartel affiliated officers tortured, disappeared, and brutally silenced anyone who attempted to expose their crimes. Intelligence experts say the cartel's financial ties extend further. They many realize even reaching groups like Hezbollah. This means the crisis is no longer just about democracy in Venezuela, it is about transitional crime terrorism financing, and the destabilization of entire regions. As tensions rise, the Maduro region continues to climb to power by relying on brutal counterintelligence forces. One of the key figures identified by experts is Alexander Granco, head of Venezuela's notorious intelligence agency. He has a reputation for torturing soldiers and crushing dissent is one of the reasons no military surprising has succeeded. Other high-priority region insiders, including Vice President Delcy Rodriguez and powerful officials Cabello, could also be on the target list if Operation begin. But despite the fear these individuals have instinct, the Venezuelan public has already made their voices clear. They voted, they protested, they demanded democratic change, and they watched their efforts crushed under the state violence. Now the world waits. Washington's silence after Maduro tried to schedule a follow-up call speaks volumes. Assets have been mobilized, targets have been mapped, and allies are stepping back. So, guys, pressure